Hello everyone and welcome back to another brand new video. Today we're going to be going over the most recent episode of Pokemon Horizons, which was actually the final episode of the Rayquaza Rising Arc. So we're going to go over that final episode and then we're going to talk about the new arc. So this episode continues off from last time where we see Terapagos and the other 6 heroes basically get rid of this big amount of Laqua that was sitting around and was basically the main force, it seems, in keeping Gideon and Lucius alive, because once they get rid of those, Lucius and Gideon just disappear. So I guess their time is up and they're gone now. So interesting. But more than that, after they disappear, the other explorer member, Spinel, just throws out this Laqua that the same one he had used to make his Umbreon go crazy all those episodes ago. He uses that again on these 6 heroes, and so they start just going wild and attacking each other, the only exception being Terapagos and Rayquaza. So the other ones, they're just fighting each other, and Rayquaza is actually trying to stop them. Meanwhile, because it's so dangerous, Liko, Roy, Dot, and Friede just escape, which I thought was kind of odd. They just left the 6 heroes behind. I mean, I guess they are technically not their Pokemon, they're Lucius's, and Lucius is now gone, and Laqua is their home, so I suppose they didn't have really any reason to stick around, but I just thought that was kind of odd. I thought they would try to help them, but Rayquaza just handles them while they make their escape. So they are able to get away, and the rest of the Rising Voltaglers do come to save them on the Brave Olivine. So they use this rocket booster. They actually bring up that mysterious red button that they had mentioned all those episodes ago that Roy was trying to press, that Friede told him not to press because it was, I guess, this emergency button. Apparently the button is to make the Rising Voltagler, it just gives it a bunch of speed and turns it into this, I guess, more like a rocket with these jet boosters. So with that, they're able to get to Liko, Roy, Dot, and Friede, and they're all back on the ship, and so everything is good until there's this malfunction, it seems like, with the rockets, and Friede and Charizard get blown off the ship, and they're hanging off the ship. Friede, Charizard, and Captain Pikachu are hanging off the ship, but at some point, well, not at some point, quickly as they're about to fall, Friede grabs Captain Pikachu and gives him to Liko, and he and Charizard just fly off the ship. And immediately after that, we just have this 1 year later time skip, which I thought was just crazy. Friede just flies off this ship, and he's just gone. And the next thing you know, like seconds later, they're saying 1 year later, and Liko is back at school, and I guess she's finishing up her school year. Meanwhile, Roy is elsewhere. We don't know where he is. We just see him. We see both of them older, and Roy with his now Mega Lucario that we know he is going to have for the next arc. And I just found that very bizarre that they didn't even address what happened with Friede. I mean, I assume it's going to happen in the next episode. But that just kind of shocked me that they have this 1 year time skip. They don't even bring up, like, I mean, again, I assume they're looking for Friede, but I just found that so just crazy that he just flies off the ship with Charizard, and the next thing you know, it's 1 year later, and the episode is over, basically. I don't know, I guess I thought we would see, like, a little montage of them looking for Friede, and then we'd see them move on. Maybe they just couldn't find him, which I just find kind of crazy. You'd think they would, in that moment, turn the ship around and go get to him, but I guess, again, the ship was malfunctioning, and they had everyone else to think about, so I don't know. I guess it makes sense that they wouldn't immediately go back, but I don't know. I just thought they would mention it, but again, I assume next time they will, so I won't harp too much on it, even though I thought that was the craziest part of the episode. But yeah, the episode does end where we do see that it has been 1 year later, and we see Liko and Roy with their new designs, and, well, we see Roy with his new design. We see Liko, she's wearing her school uniform. We do see her in this small little preview at the end, and her and Dot and the others. So yeah, that's pretty much the last episode for Rayquaza Rising. It was an okay episode. I just can't get over the fact that Friede just flies off this ship and we just go 1 year later immediately. That to me was kind of funny, but like I said, I guess they will spend more time on it in the next episode. So why don't we get to that right now, because the very next arc of the series will be airing on April 11th, so we have a 2-week break before the show will be coming back with the new arc. And as we already know, the new arc is called Mega Voltage, and it's actually going to premiere with a 1 hour special, so that's actually pretty cool. The other arcs we've gotten, never started out with a 1 hour special. The only 1 hour special we got was the very first 2 episodes of the series, and so now they're doing another one, so clearly this is a big moment for them, which it is. We're having this 1 year time skip, so it's understandable that they'd want to start out with a big hour-long special. So again, we know that in this brand new arc, we're going to have Liko, Roy, and Dot continue their adventures 1 year after the events of Rayquaza Rising, and I'm assuming the focus on this arc is going to be to, I guess, find Friede. And we don't really get the explanation of where Roy has this Mega Lucario from. We just see him start out with it in this episode, so I'm assuming we're going to get that backstory next time. I assume all of the backstory of what's happened in the past year is going to happen next time, which is why I'm assuming there's going to be this 1 hour special so we can get through all of that and have a little bit of the new stuff that's going on. We're going to see Roy's new rival ult, and yeah, I guess every other update that's going on with the other characters. Also, at the end of this episode, the last episode of Rayquaza Rising, we do see Spinel, and I believe he's working at that company we've seen before, so I don't know what's happened really with the Explorers. I don't know if they've reformed themselves or what in this year. Again, I guess we're going to get information on all of that with what's been going on with everyone. Why Liko just went back to school, what happened with Friede, and what they're doing to find him. Because they were still in Laqua when they were escaping, so I guess he's still there, and I guess now they're just going to be trying to look for him. And in the midst of that, Roy, I guess, caught this shiny Lucario that can Mega Evolve, and they met this boy ult, so I guess we're going to see what's going to happen next time. There isn't that much to say because, like I said, they didn't really say too much. I assume during the coming 2 weeks, as we have this time off, they're going to give some spoilers and trailers here and there and give us some information. So that'll be interesting to see. But yeah, that's all pretty much to say. You guys can let me know in the comments what you thought of the final episode of Rayquaza Rising, and if you're excited for the brand new arc Mega Voltage. Let me know what you think is going on with Friede and what you think happened to him. Are you excited for all the new changes that we're going to see after this 1 year skip? Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you all in 2 weeks with the next review. Thank you!